I didn't play a single Rengar game this week of practice, but it was just like, whatever, I'll just play it on stage, even because I haven't practiced it, just because we did it before.
Welcome back to the LCS Lounge. I am joined by Blaber for a little VOD review. Before I even start this clip, I do want to talk about the Rengar Elise matchup so the fans at home can know how this goes, how you expected it to go, because that Rengar was an insta-lock after they locked in Elise. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so usually when you insta-lock a champ, it's so that the opponents don't have time to like kind of think about what you're going to play against Elise, right? It's already kind of weird to open Elise when Maokai's banned in this current meta. But usually Rengar Elise is, Rengar just beats Elise the whole game. And what Elise has to do early is get ganked off, right? And we wanted to prevent that this game by invading level 1, so we pretty much know where Elise is the whole time. Once I went to my top side and we knew he wasn't there, we kind of knew he was bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna start rolling the clip. This is from your perspective when you guys are calling for the invade. So was this a plan you'd already discussed in draft in terms of we're gonna make it a split map so he can't just perma-gank bot?
Yeah, this was a pre-planned draft. We're drafting for level 1 to make sure we win level 1.
Okay.
Because already Elise is really weak level 1, one of her weak points as a jungler. And this is something that we practiced for about a week. I didn't play a single Rengar game this week of practice, but it was just like, whatever, I'll just play it on stage, even because I haven't practiced it, just because we did it before.
Okay, cool. And the other thing I did want to ask, coming out of this clip, it should stop in a little bit, did you expect the Elise to not, because usually when you have a split map, right, your opponent tries to then split the entire map. Were you at all surprised, or was there something in your pathing that you think stopped her from just going topside? Because if you notice, Boogie then did try to come back weaker a little bit because of the level 1 and try to get bot lane ahead anyway.
Yeah, so right now as a jungler, if you don't have red buff, it feels kind of bad. And also, we kind of knew he wasn't going to split map because in this current meta, you can't really take the enemy camps. And even if it does as Elise, if he's just taking camps and not ganking, he's not going to be that useful in the game. Our Sivir is going to be extremely fed this game. We have Sivir Ashe. They're going to be winning lane the whole game. Knowledge is going to be useless. So we kind of just knew he had to gank, and we were calling that he could definitely go bot around our wards or just...
Okay, cool.
There, yeah.
All right, good to know. I was a little curious just because I noticed he didn't do, like, just try to do their top. This is the Herald setup when they actually end up zoning you out. So I just wanted to talk through this. I don't know if you remember it, but basically Solo comes to zone out the eye. So I wanted to ask what's going on the team in terms of everyone kind of coming in and converging on this, who called for this, and just generally what's the setup?
I don't know. My team here was like actually so vegan. I can't like, they were saying like we shouldn't fight here to like run, and maybe it was me, I don't know. But we were saying like don't fight this, and I'm like no, we can fight. And then Fudge actually made a good call. Like he pulled the trigger. He said I'm just silencing down. Like we're gonna go it, and then Tali doesn't have flash right, and neither does Nautilus, and he's trying to walk through the choke. I don't know what he's doing. He's like inting, but. Yeah, I was like, there's just no way we can lose this here. Like, look, my items, I'm so OP right now, and Talia, no fight. Yeah, they can't win. They can't win.
Why is it Kindle Gem OP?
No, I'm
just
so
you're tanky because.
Okay, first of all, they're playing Elise Talia. I don't know why they're playing this. So I have bone plating, so I don't die one shot. I have no magic mandal already countering the whole.
Their whole team.
Their whole team, yeah. So they just can't win.
Good to know.
When we first got you behind the scenes, you were like, I played really well early, but then I started kind of sprinting it. I do want to play through, I'm not sure if you remember this fight, it was around here, but you end up going in. I just wanted to talk through, like, again, what the communication around a fight is, because the rest of your team actually ends up cleaning up this.
Yeah, so here, if I had more Rengar games, it would have looked a lot better, but I don't think I should have. I was calling for the fight, and so was Eminus, because he was flanking from top side of mid.
Okay.
But if I just didn't use my empowered W on the E to slow Nautilus, and I just kept fighting like that, it would have been... they can't kill me, because I'll have 3 Ws pretty much in this fight, and yeah, it would have looked a lot better. But I think that they were walking our jungle. We saw Talia TP. I think he was trying to do like a sneaky TP here earlier. I don't know if it was
I'm not sure if it's...
But he was trying to do a sneaky TP there to try to catch us off, but we saw it, and then we were like, we can still beat them, so.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to send you over to the loungers.
Come here.
We're going to grill you on some more stuff.
You want the pen?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So
this is all you right here.
Yesterday, we watched a bunch of M&S content, and one of the things we saw was Jack and Fudge talking a lot about this like off-season conversation that you had with M&S. And the perception that we got from it is that you like kind of really vouched for him. And I want to just kind of ask you, is that accurate of you really believing in this guy, or just can you talk a little bit more about M&S?
Yeah, I did really believe in him. I kind of watched his VODs like of his gameplay before I even talked to him, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy mechanically he's really good. And I think like in the interview that me and Jack did with him, like there was a lot of agents and stuff there too, and he was like so nervous, and his English is actually completely fine, but he did the interview in Korean because basically like David, our manager, was there to translate for him, and he was so nervous he like couldn't really respond. He was responding in one-word answers, and like I think he just got really thrown off because my first question to him was like, why are you known to be so toxic? Yeah. Like I was pretty, like I just started asking him like hard questions because I don't want to waste my time in the interview. Like if he's gonna like not respond well, I didn't really want to waste my time in the interview because of so many like rumors, right, with him. So I kind of just asked him really hard questions, and I think it threw him off. Obviously, he really wanted to join C9, right, and fix his reputation. So yeah, pretty much after that, I was like, yeah, no, we're not signing this guy. Yeah. And then he messaged me personally.
What convinced you that he isn't toxic?
He messaged me. Well, I wasn't fully convinced he wasn't toxic. I was willing to give him a shot. But he personally messaged me after that interview, like about like 30 seconds after.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, can we talk? Like I was really nervous in that interview. And then we kind of talked. He was talking to me in decent English. He was like, I don't actually need a translator. Like I was just so nervous in that interview. And I kind of just asked him questions, and he responded to me well. So I was like, yeah, I'm willing to give him a shot.
So good news, he just won Player of the Game for that one.
Nice.
Obviously working well. First one, there we go.
Nice.
So just for you as a team now, because you brought him in during like middle of the season, what was some of the decision making around like right now? Was it because he was popping off in academy and you guys have like a good lead in the LCS and you felt like this was the perfect experiment time? Like what was the thought process of the team?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure like why it was done right now, but we don't want to make a change during playoffs.
Of
like
course,
we don't want to play 9 weeks with one player and then randomly playoffs you put someone in. Like if we wanted to try something, now would be better. I think we thought then if we did it 4 weeks from now, basically.
Yeah. And a question, you've been on C9 for a long time now. And there's that reputation in C9 that you can, at least with Jack talks about it a lot, that you guys can bring in a lot of players that have like contentious history and then make it so the environment is good enough to change the tide there, right? Whereas in other teams, the frustration feels like it doesn't get heard, and so this is a buildup. Can you talk about how it's been in C9 throughout those years, at least the environment that's been in there, and how at least you feel like it'll work this time around with M&S?
Yeah, I've never been on a team besides C9, so I can't really speak to other teams' culture, right?
Yeah.
But at least for me, when I first joined C9, Sneaky was like a really big part of me for team culture. The guy was like always positive. Yeah. Like you're losing a game and he's like always positive, right?
He was untiltable.
Yeah, and then like going to playoffs, we're losing scrims and stuff. Like Gauntlet 2018, we couldn't beat TSM a single game, and he's like he's got confidence, you know. And I think for him, like for me, that really made me realize how important team environment is. Like you can look at players who go to teams look like shit, then go to a different team look good. It's like it's not because they were bad, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, some people play worse in worse team environments, and I think C9's had a good one the years I've been here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for breaking down your plays. Thanks for talking to us about M&S.